Alright, so what is up YouTube? It is Matt coming back to you with another video. So you want to know how to resell shoes, right? Well, you clicked on the right video. Today we're talking resell. It's a very interesting industry to get into, specifically sneakers and rare clothing. I just started reselling really consistently this past summer, so I'm fairly new to it, but I have a lot of experience with the market because I used to consume the products that I resell now, so I'm pretty familiar with the pricing. I just have an overall understanding of how to acquire certain shoes and how to sell, how to purchase these shoes. Today we're pretty much going to talk about reselling sneakers. It is a lot harder than what people make it out to be. At the end of the day, you're just getting one item from your inventory and convincing somebody to purchase it. But hopefully I can help you out. Hopefully this video adds a little bit of value. If you haven't watched like the very first part of the how to resell sneakers, you can go ahead and do that. I really want to brush up on it though, so this is why I'm creating a second part. Hopefully this video isn't more than 10 minutes long, so let's just get right into it. Here are 3 ways to become a better reseller in 2019. So the very first tip that I have for you is to buy brand new sneakers and used sneakers. So I think a lot of people will get a little fancy when it comes to reselling. We all want to have the most sought after sneakers in our inventory, but in reality that's not practical. So in turn we end up with nothing. It's very hard to acquire off-whites or older Yeezy models and older Yeezy colorways, but from my experience I've made the most money by reselling anything that has a positive ROI or return on investment. If I can find a pair of Concord 11s for $180 that were worn twice, I'm gonna buy them just because I know I can at least make $240, which was retail after tax for most, or I can make a little bit more than that. So you definitely want to buy sneakers that are desirable, and a lot of people aren't looking for brand new shoes either. So if it comes down to an off-white sneaker, some people are scared to wear a brand new off-white, so they want a gently used pair, even a beater condition off-white sneaker. So it's good to have shoes that are in a variety of conditions, and also buy sneakers that aren't just in your size. Because I've done that in the past. I'll only buy my size sneaker, but you got to think in terms of the consumer. So you want to buy shoes that are, realistically speaking, between sizes 8 and 12. I'm assuming that you're like a brand new reseller, or you just got into it, or you're looking to get into it. Buy the more common sizes, get used to it, and then you can start branching out, getting very small sizes. A good cheat code is when you buy used sneakers, you're gonna put yourself in a position where a lot of people aren't able to compare your price to others or StockX or GOAT. So although GOAT sells used sneakers, it's very hard to tell the condition at times, and if you're a good salesman, you can definitely get away with like telling the buyer why your shoe is better than the other on GOAT. But if you have brand new shoes, it's very, very easy for people to compare your prices to GOAT or StockX. So my second tip is to create a personal brand. This is on any account, any platform, but my example is on Instagram and Grailed. I have an Instagram reselling page in addition to a Grailed reselling page, and it's a good way to set yourself apart. So why would I buy your $400 Yeezy 500 when I can buy a guaranteed Yeezy 500 that's also authentic on GOAT or StockX for the same price, or maybe $20 more, or maybe even $20 less? So it's good to create a personal brand, have people become familiar with who you are, and they're gonna buy your items not because they want those off-whites or those Yeezys, but because they like you. My tip is to create an Instagram especially. It's a very easy platform with the use of hashtags, shout for shouts, engagement groups, etc. You're able to network very easily, and it's a very fast way to create relationships and in turn build up a reputation and earn some clientele, and it's fun. It makes the job fun. A little tip is to go to sneaker shows, so go to sneaker cons. Any sneaker show in your area, attend all of them. It really blows me away that around 8 months ago or whatever, I started reselling, and I went to my most recent show about a month ago, and it's really astonishing at how many people I remembered and how many faces remembered me. And those people are going to be the first ones to hit you up when a new release happens or when they have an extra pair for sale. Additionally, on Instagram, a lot of the times you're going to be selling and purchasing from other resellers. And I always thought I was being undercut by a reseller if I bought or sold to them. But a lot of the bigger resellers have clients, right? So if I have a size 5 Yeezy and I'm not able to sell it at the price that I want, and all of a sudden I get this reseller to buy it for $20 less, you may be thinking, oh, I got undercut, or maybe they buy it at your asking price. A lot of the times it's because they have somebody that is really looking for the shoe that buys from them regularly, and that person is willing to pay a really premium price for the sneaker, and in turn they're going to buy your shoe very easily just because when they get it in hand they're going to make a good profit off of it. It's not undercutting though, it's the reputation that they earned. They're able to sell at a premium price, but they're able to give you market for the shoe or the item that you're selling. And my final tip is to use StockX as an indicator of what a shoe will be reselling at, and using StockX as a way to determine the future resale of a certain item that you have for sale. So a lot of the times I'll buy quickly and sell quickly just because money today is more money to invest today. So it's worked out in the past, but there have been times where I was less educated, and had I held on to a sneaker for a little bit longer, maybe a month, which I could afford, I could have made an extra $200 profit. For example, the Travis Scott Air Force One sale, these released in August, and retail was around $150 and resale was around $300 at the time, and they kind of stagnated for a while. But I'm assuming that after the Astroworld and after the tour and everything, he is pretty much known as like the greatest rap artist of 2018, and in turn his shoes have increased in price significantly. So a size 9 that was probably going for $300 in the past is going for around $500. So if you're able to acquire a lot of pairs, that's a good resale right now. But if you look at the other Air Force One that he released in late 2017, they're going for around $570, $580, and you could have already assumed that the Travis Scott sale they released in August would be going for a similar amount in the future. So it's good to look at previous colorways of the same silhouette to kind of determine what a resale price of a sneaker can be. There are a lot of variables that go into it. If Travis Scott were to quit music and become a hobo, maybe his Travis Scott sneakers would plummet and be worth $20. But for the most part, resale always appreciates over time. But for the sake of, like, let's say a beginner, it's impossible to hold on to all that inventory for a long time without moving it. So the only time I recommend holding on to shoes longer than like 3 to 5 months is when you know for sure it's going to be worth a lot in the future, in the near future, and it's not just like in 2 years I'll get an extra $20, because that's not worth it. So let's take the bread toe 1 for example. Size 8 through 9 or 8 through 10 are very popular and easy to resell sizes. So they're going for around $488. Initially, they're going for around $300 to $320 for the same size, and now they're going for around $488 to $500, and that's market according to StockX. So look at the Pine Green Air Jordan 1. They're going for around $300 initially, so they released in September, so around $300. They even hit like $360, and now they're back down to like $317 was one of the last sizes that sold. For size 9, for size 8 it's $339, and you can expect the same trend, so $357 a month out after the release. So what happens is the prices usually stagnate for a while. A lot of the resellers get scared and they sell their shoes because they assume like, oh, it's been 2 months, the shoe hasn't increased in price. Well, what you're doing is just decreasing the amount of pairs readily available on the market. So if you hold your shoes for longer and you wait it out, and you're one of the few that have the sneaker in hand months down the road, which is usually around 6 months, resale prices skyrocket. And that price will stay around that. It'll increase about 100, 200 within the year after, and it's probably best to sell then. So right now is a really good time to sell the bread toe 1s because they're going for around 500. That's a good profit. Reinvest and recycle the money and you should be good. So I think that's going to wrap it up for the day. Thank you so much for watching. There are several videos coming out in the near future. I really appreciate the support. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. This is Matt, signing out. Peace.